President Donald Trump has shocked the global auto industry with a sweeping new rule. All cars sold in the U.S. must be made in America. The goal? Revive domestic manufacturing, bring back jobs, and reduce reliance on foreign supply chains. This is economic nationalism in action, rewriting the rules of global trade. The move follows recent efforts to block California's emissions standards and threaten tariffs on foreign metals, signaling a sharp turn from previous policies. Trump's mandate is a direct challenge to the global car market, prioritizing American workers above all else. But is this a masterstroke to restore prosperity, or a risky gamble that could backfire on consumers and international relations? The Made in America mandate isn't just a new rule, it's a fundamental redefinition of America's place in the global economy. Supporters see the mandate as a long overdue move to reclaim America's manufacturing strength. The logic is simple. Build cars in America, create American jobs. Rust Belt states like Michigan and Ohio could see factories revived and new opportunities for workers. Advocates argue that profits and jobs will stay in the U.S., boosting local economies and national security by reducing dependence on fragile global supply chains. The policy taps into national pride and nostalgia for America's industrial golden age. For many, Made in America is more than a label. It's a promise to put American workers first. For those left behind by globalization, this is a sign their voices are finally being heard. Critics warn the mandate will hit American families hardest by making new cars much more expensive. U.S. manufacturing costs are higher, so sticker prices will rise, putting new vehicles out of reach for many. Families may have to keep older, less efficient cars longer, impacting the used car market and auto financing. The policy could also shrink consumer choice, as some foreign brands may exit the U.S. market rather than build new factories. Less competition could mean even higher prices and slower innovation. Critics argue the mandate sacrifices consumer interests for political goals, making Americans pay more for less. Instead of prosperity, they see a protectionist barrier that hurts the car-buying public. Foreign automakers now face a stark choice: invest billions in U.S. factories or leave the American market. Giants like Toyota, BMW, and Volkswagen must overhaul their global supply chains, a massive logistical and financial challenge. Even companies with U.S. plants rely on imported parts, so compliance means relocating entire networks of suppliers. For some, the cost may be too high, risking their presence in the U.S. altogether. The administration is betting these companies will stay, bringing jobs and investment. But if major brands pull out, consumers lose options and a diplomatic crisis could erupt. The future of foreign automakers in America hangs in the balance. The new mandate promises jobs, but not the assembly line roles of the past. Modern car factories run on automation, robotics and software, demanding highly skilled technicians and engineers. Many displaced workers lack the training for these new roles, creating a skills gap. Without major investment in vocational training and reskilling, the promise of widespread reemployment may fall short. New jobs will cluster in high-tech hubs, potentially leaving some communities behind. The benefits may flow mainly to younger, tech-savvy workers or those with access to specialized education. Success depends on preparing the workforce for a future where brains matter as much as brawn. For Ford, GM, and Tesla, the mandate offers both opportunity and risk. With foreign rivals sidelined, domestic brands could regain market dominance. But these companies rely on global supply chains. Relocating production will be costly and disruptive. Even Tesla, though American-made, depends on imported batteries and components. Smaller startups may struggle to survive the shift to all domestic sourcing. The policy could breed complacency, reducing the drive to innovate and compete globally. For Detroit's giants, the mandate is a test of adaptability in a radically changed market. The Made in America mandate has sparked outrage among U.S. trading partners, who see it as blatant protectionism. Countries like Japan, Germany, and the EU threaten retaliation, raising the specter of a damaging trade war. Escalating tariffs could hurt American exports and poison diplomatic ties. The policy signals a shift from international cooperation to America first, straining alliances built over decades. Allies may question U.S. reliability, not just in trade but in broader security matters. The World Trade Organization could become a battleground for disputes. The mandate is redrawing global alliances and testing the limits of international diplomacy. Trump's Made in America car mandate is a turning point for the U.S. auto industry and its global role. Supporters see a chance to rebuild American manufacturing and jobs, freeing the nation from global vulnerabilities. Critics warn of higher prices, fewer choices, and the risk of trade wars and industry disruption. The policy forces automakers to overhaul decades-old practices, with no guarantee of widespread job creation. Environmental impacts are uncertain. Will it spur green innovation or revive gas guzzlers? The industry faces profound uncertainty, with companies balancing short-term gains against long-term competitiveness. America's auto industry stands at a crossroads, and the choices made now will shape its future for generations.